I just want to say something. Okay? What I want to say is sometimes you won't understand everything. And sometimes the things you do understand, you'll find that you don't really understand it. And then there's sometimes when you thought that the things that you'll never get, you got it. I guess what I'm trying to say is don't be so hard on yourself. You're learning, you're human. I mean, God will he'll show you in time if you need to see it, and he sees fit to show you, he'll show you. I mean, there's a lot of things that I wish I knew. A whole lot of things. But I heard a pastor say, I think it was a pastor, or it could have been just somebody I was talking to face to face, but they said, if you knew what was coming up, you wouldn't need faith. They said something like that. You wouldn't need to use faith for it because you already knew. But then again, we as Christians, we know that God is good. And we know that all things will work out for the good of us who are called for his purpose and who love him. But sometimes it seems like you're just stuck. Like, okay, God, I don't know where to go. I don't know who to talk to. Nobody really understands. And he's just like, be still. And you're like, but Lord, what do I need to do? What do I need to say? Be still. Who do I need to talk to? Me. But it's like the answer is so clear, but it's so clear to the point to where it's scary. Because we're used to so many things being done at once. It's hard to be like, be still. That's the answer. Just listen. That's the answer. Trust me. That's the answer. And so we get so boggled by a simple answer that we end up asking more questions. My mama likes to tell me that I like complicating things, which I do. I do complicate things. I don't like that I do it, but I do complicate things out of fear that the smallest detail, the easiest answer, there's no way that could be the answer because it's too easy. But, everybody says that this walk with the Lord is hard. Living without him is harder. Living, period, is hard. But you take Jesus out of the equation, it's harder. Sometimes the answer is just to be still. Sometimes the answer is just to be in his presence, just to be in his word, just to pray, just to relax, just to rest. Sometimes the answer is just to listen. And sometimes the answer is to act. But the answer is never figure it out on your own. The answer from God will never be figure it out on your own. We're human. We're gonna make mistakes. And sometimes, like I said before, sometimes the things that we think we're supposed to be doing, just because it's logical, could be way off. And sometimes it hurts us to say, okay, well, I messed up. You know, sometimes we're embarrassed to go back to the Lord and be like, God, I messed up. And sometimes we put people in God's place, which, to be honest, I've done. Because it's like, why would God use me? Why would he choose me? Why would he look at me? And then it turns into this whole me type of thing. But God, after he created heaven and earth, the seventh day, he rested. God rested. God stopped his work because everything was already done. God knows that we're human, and he knows that we can't do everything all at one time. So when he says just to rest in him, we need to rest in him. Don't make it complicated. Rest just simply means relax. It means trust him. What does trust mean? I don't know. I don't even really know what rest means. I'm still learning that myself. But what I do know is this going back and forth, adding things, taking things away, and maybe if I do it this way, it'll work out, and then you add 10 more things on your to-do list thinking that that'll make you feel fulfilled, and then you take away this thing and you think that that'll keep you focused and occupied, and then you come to realize that you're doing all of that in your will, in your own space. I don't even know what you call it. In your mind, you think you can outplan your anxieties, your depression, your this, that, and the third. But sometimes that's not depression. Sometimes it's not anxiety. Sometimes it's not sadness. Sometimes God is just like, I'm trying to get your attention. If you would just be still, let me handle it. Let me show you where to go. Let me lead you. Everything will be all right. But sometimes we don't know how to do that. Because we've learned that if we're not busy, we're not doing nothing with our life. There's no way we could ever become successful because we're not doing something. Yeah. We just need to rest in him and move when he says to move. Trust him. Relax. Stay in his word and stay in prayer. That's what I wanted to say.